Howdy, friends, fellow outdoorsmen, hunters, and outdoors women, I should say, from around the globe. Welcome back to In the Wild Outdoors with Brenn and Jesse. I am co-host Brenn Hill, singer-songwriter from Hooper, Utah, sometimes hunting guide, here with Jesse Tatman, owner-operator of Saddlehorn Outfitters out of Daniel, Wyoming. And we are back to bring you some insight and stories from around the hunting world, and particularly today, another gear review. Like and subscribe to our channel. Go to our website, inthewildoutdoors.com, to buy raffle tickets for some of your dream hunts that we give away here with Saddlehorn Outfitters. Welcome back, folks, to In the Wild Outdoors. Brother, man, we got optics out here in front of us today, and not just any optics. You know, when I was 18 years old, I was eating breakfast with my dad's best hunting buddy. My dad and my uncle and this fella were hunting buddies, and he taught me so much about what I know, and he's a taxidermist, and he says, this fella over here, he points at him. You know, we're just eating a cinnamon roll and drinking coffee down there one day at the Stagecoach. Do you remember this place in Ogden, out on Washington? And
no, I don't remember it.
Yeah, good old place. He says this fella is quite a hunter, and he's killed a bunch of big deer up there in the lava spills in southern Idaho. And so we go over and talk to him, and he says to Bruce, he says, hey, do you know anybody who'd want to buy a pair of compact binocs? And he's like, I don't know why anybody would want compact binocs. And he says, well, he says, they're actually really good. He says, there's some brand, you know, called Swarovski or something. And I said, do you mean Swarovski? And he says, yeah. He says, I want to sell them for $200. And I said, before you leave this table, I'm going to have you 200. So these were 10 by 25 compact Swarovski binos, and I bought them for $200. That was, I don't know, somewhere around 1994. And I can't tell you how long I used those, and people would be like, you know, what are you doing with a pair of compact binos, you know? And men, then they look through them, you know? But I am obviously a fan of Swarovski optics. I know, you know, this is the Outfitter's Choice optics. You're a fan of them. The biggest difference that I can say with Swarovski optics, particularly with spot and scopes, is that I can sit on a ridge and look through this all day long and not get dizzy, not get a headache. The fatigue is just so minimal, if at all, with Swarovski optics.
Yeah, and, you know, I've tried a lot of different brands. I've used Leicas. I got some Leica spot and scopes. I got, you know, Leica binoculars. I've tried quite a few. I tried some Vortex. But, you know, I started glassing. You know, I always hunted timber as a young guy off a horse.
Yeah.
You know, walking north-facing slopes, shooting animals up close, you know.
Yep.
And I didn't really start killing trophy animals until I started hunting with Riley Manzoni in Nevada.
Yeah.
And Riley started teaching me. And Riley hunted a lot with me in the timber, too, when we were just, you know, killing whatever bulls we could find and whatever. But we started hunting together out there, and I started guiding for him and started guiding for Doyle, and I learned to appreciate fine optics and what they produced.
Yeah.
And if you're really going to become a Western trophy hunter in big country, you've got to have fine optics for multiple reasons. A, the fatigue, like you were talking about, but mostly the clarity. You know, heat waves, especially during archery season. You know, you get a lot of heat waves, you got storms, and you know, I've been actively guiding mule deer hunters in the subalpine stuff in Wyoming the last couple of weeks. You know that. Yeah. We just pulled this spot scope out. It's covered in water.
Yeah.
Come out of my pack, you know, we pulled it out right here. Took the covers off of it, everything's covered in water because we've had a lot of storm.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is the clarity and the fatigue of, you know, not getting headaches, whatever. Yeah. These are my personals. You know, I have other ones that I've used, and they've gotten older. Like these are all HDs, so all my stuff that wasn't HDs, now my guides are using it, stuff like that. But, you know, these are the binoculars I carry every single day.
Yeah.
You know, they're 10 by 42s, EL ranges.
Yeah.
And they're as clear as can be. Never had a problem with them. I went from the EL ranges, the older model, to these. These have the ballistic profile in them, so you can program three rifle calibers in.
The range is meaning this is a rangefinder built into a binocular.
Yeah, to the binocular, the button's right here, right?
Yeah.
The Outdoorsman sales group, that's where I get a lot of them. They put this in. It's a adapter for my bipod.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference when you're glassing with these.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a set of 15 power Swarovskis that I bought from, they were Riley's dad. I bought them from his brother, kind of the same deal a long time ago. But the guides have those on the mountain right now. They're using them. So I wasn't able to get those. And
you know, old McLean Meekum, he has glassed up, I mean, probably countless trophy big deer and big elk with 15 by 56 Swaros sitting on a tripod.
Right, and I have to use them on a tripod. You know, Dean, he doesn't. He carries them in a bino harness and uses them, and he sees a lot with them. Me, I have to have them.
Yeah.
You know, so my choice is the 10 by 42s, and then, you know, I'll glass everything close, and then I move out.
Yeah.
And then, you know, usually I'll go to my BTX. This is a Swarovski BTX, 32 power by 85 millimeter. Cuts down on a lot of heat waves.
Yeah.
You know, and it's got the big Swarovski stable tripod adapter on there. You can see I've taken the forehead mount off.
Which you need to keep that optic steady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have the big legs, you know, and whatever. And it's tougher to carry in a backpack kind of scenario. I do carry it.
Yeah.
And I carry but, you know, when I'm guiding and not hunting, it's a different scenario because then I'm carrying that instead of a gun.
Yeah, right. Yep.
You know, as much, right? For mule deer in the backcountry. And like I say, I've taken the forehead mount off because it just messed with me. Yeah. So I learned how to use it without. And then my spotting scope, this one is a 20 by 60 by 65 by 65 millimeter. Yeah. And I use that a lot out of my pack. Yeah. Like that, when this doesn't usually go as much as that. Yep. So I use the binos, and then I go to the spotting scope. And then if I need some serious power, this is a 1.7 times. And these new Swarovskis, you can put them in here. Yeah. It comes apart, you put that in there, gives you 1.7 times more power. Same with putting it in the BTX. Yeah, magnifier. It's a magnifier, yeah. And, you know, the Swarovskis have really been really good for me, you know. The HDs, like, they produce so many more animals for me using good glass, whether it's Swarovski, Zeiss, you know. I like European glass. I'm not as, you know. And as you can see, everybody can see, I run my eye cups down. Yeah. They're not just down for a reason. They're always down. And the reason why is just the way I was taught. Riley taught me that way. And I run them that way because if they're out and it's cold, in a cold morning, your glasses are cold, you put them up against your face, what happens? They fog right up. Yep. So when they're down, if you train yourself to touch them, you know, to your eyebrows and look down at them, you're more, and you can see, I like the straight glass. Of course, the BTX, I can't get it straight. Yeah. And the only reason why I like it straight is it's easier for me. When I spot something with my binoculars, I'm looking straight. Yeah, right. At it. Yeah. So it's easier for me to line up with a straight one because I'm already looking at it with a straight one. I get less of a neck ache too when I'm looking through it all day through a straight than right. Angled, yeah. So, you know, a lot of scouting I'm doing out of the pickup. Yeah. Driving, just spotting way back in the backcountry. I'm not even hiking in there. Yeah. Well, off of a window mount. Yeah. With a bent eyepiece, you got to roll it sideways. The BTX doesn't roll sideways. Yeah. So then I'm out, you know. So the straight one works that way for me too. Yeah. Right? But also looking downhill. Yeah. Like, you know, big mule deer don't expect danger from above like they do below.
Yeah, that's why you find them so often below cliffs.
Right.
Yeah.
So looking downhill with a optic that is an angled, it's harder for me.
Right.
Like, and it's controversial because I know everybody likes what they like.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know, me, I prefer the straight. And I like I say, I run my eye cups down. Swarovski comes with, you know, these are all the cases, and these are the ones I use. So this one goes to the BTX. I got one for the spotting scope too.
Yep.
And they just zip on and keeps my stuff protected. This sling makes it easy to carry. And then, you know, the biggest thing, like you said, comfort. Like if you're gonna be glassing all day long.
Yeah.
You know, there's times. So I have a pad. And this one's a Thermarest that I set on.
Yep.
You can take a sleeping pad, foam sleeping pad, whatever, cut it. So,
Yeah.
you know, they make them.
Yep.
But just make yourself comfortable to where, you know. And then the other thing that I do a lot is pack like a Kelty tarp, backpack tarp, especially in Alaska because you're getting rained on all the time.
Yeah.
And I'll tie it to the bank behind me or when I'm finding my glassing spot. And then I can run it out to my trekking poles, and then I can get under that.
Yeah. Yep.
And then also that shades my glass, so I'm not got the sun reflecting.
Right.
Like guys will look at me a lot of times. I'll have my range flicker pulled clear up over my head, all the way over my optic, all the way up to the front of it.
Yeah. Right.
Shading it.
Yeah.
When it's a prime time light.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, I'm looking away from the sun or whatever.
How many, Jesse? How many trophy mule deer, particularly, have you found bedded in enough shade that it just barely covers them, and you find them in the middle of the day laying under a pine tree?
Yeah, well, you know, we found one the other day. I found one. We ended up harvesting. It's about 215 inch.
That's a heck of a deer, yeah.
You know, 16 points total. And when I started glassing, I started with the binoculars, and then it was in a huge burn, thickest place, you know, on the mountain. I switched to the BTX. I started looking, and sure enough, all you could see was the deer's ear flickering.
Yeah.
I seen the movement at 1,000 yards of just that flicker of the ear as it was trying to drive the bugs away, you know?
Right.
And then he stands up. I still can't see him, but I can see his tail. There's a lot of times before he moved out to where we could see what he was.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then my first glimpse of Rack was, you know, his main beam on the right side. And the first glimpse was pretty quick, and I thought, oh, he's still in the velvet. Well, it wasn't. It was trash, all on that main beam.
Yeah.
And then the next view, then he kind of turns, and the next view is his right side, and he's got a cheater sticking out, you know, 4 inches wide, long, and I can see it through that BTX as clear as can be.
Yep.
And then I looked at my hunter, and I'm like, we got to kill this deer.
Yeah. Right.
Like this is the deer.
Yeah. And for an outfitter, for a guide, you know, a brand like Swarovski, higher end glass is just worth its weight in gold for sure. And I mean, I think for even DIY serious hunters, I remember, you know, making that transition. You know, like I say, I bought a pair of compact Swarovskis when I was 18 years old. So I've never been able to not have higher end glass. You know, I can tell so immediately. And I've used Leicas and Zeiss and Swarovski and you know, even the high end Vortex stuff, the UHD Vortex stuff is really good. But
no, it is.
I will say in a 10 by 42 and particularly in a spot and scope, I just haven't been able to, can't beat a Swarovski.
Yeah, no, I haven't been able to find any, and that's why I run Swarovski. But, you know, when I was young, I think my dad had a pair of Tasco world-class binoculars, and I looked through them, and that's why I think I started hunting the timber, because I couldn't see through the binoculars, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, just start doing what I do to get animals, you know?
Yeah.
But then once I started learning from some trophy hunters, guys like Doyle Moss and Riley Manzoni, you know, Kalen Lemon, guys that I've, you know, had the opportunity to hunt with and spend time with, I really learned that fine optics is priceless.
In a follow-up episode, we should probably talk about some glassing techniques.
I agree.
And you know, there's certainly, once you get yourself into a set of high-end optics, there's a way to go about you know, glass, and particularly in country above timberline, looking for big mule deer, big bull elk.
Sheep hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you get clients that I get clients that put in for 20 years, 25 years for a sheep, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a once in a lifetime thing.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
Sheep hunting in Alaska, mountain goat hunting, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fine optics is very important.
Yeah. You know, I think about hunting so many burn scars and clear cuts, you know, up in western Montana, northern Idaho, and every black stump, you know, looks like a black bear until it, you know, just blue-black shines in the sun and starts moving, you know, and really, you know, big old black bears kind of are always ambling around, so they're usually moving, but they just jump right out at you. But, yeah, definitely great glass is worth its weight in gold in our line of work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah. Folks, I think you can probably count on your guide and your outfitter having great glass. If you want to book a hunt with Saddlehorn Outfitters, you can go to saddlehornoutfitters.com. You can win a hunt with Saddlehorn Outfitters by going to inthewildoutdoors.com and buying a raffle. We have a spring black bear hunt. We have a fall rifle elk hunt for 2026 coming up. So if you are sitting at home on your computer wishing you were out west hunting, go and buy a raffle ticket. It might just be your chance to go on the hunt of a lifetime. This is inthewildoutdoors.com. My name is Brenn Hill. You can find my music at brennhill.com or at your favorite streaming service. We're produced by Rich Casperson here at Oasis Studios in beautiful northern Utah. We'll see you on another episode of In the Wild Outdoors. Good hunting.